Gentlemen, I trust that you're okay. Welcome to the other side, man. There are 5 things that turn a boy into a man. There are 5 things that help you grow from being a young man into a man, so to speak. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about is heartbreak. Now, this one is tricky. It's either it can turn you into a small boy and you go on crying on with your life, or it can make you, it's sort of a make or break you situation. Heartbreaks can turn a boy into a man. That's when you realize that the world is a very heartbreaking place. It's not, comforting, what. You will face heartbreaks, whether, I'm not just talking about heartbreaks, but the most important one is about a girl. Obviously, you should be heartbroken by a girl. That pain help you grow. You should get over it, that's it. But that, and also the heartbreak and disappointment of people around you, sometimes you have to realize that a lot of stuff that you want in your life, you're going to have to do it yourself. So if you always have high expectations of people around you and your heart never gets broken while you're young or while you're still a young man, you will have a very hard life when you really grow up when you turn into a man. And the second thing that makes a boy into a man is accountability. Gentlemen, if you are not accountable, then you are still a boy. Children are the ones who say, no, I really know what this. If you are a man, you have to be accountable of your actions. Each and every actions, even for the actions that you didn't take, you have to be accountable of that. This point, I don't think I have to go deep explaining what accountability is. You know what accountability is. If you say this is my role that I'm going to play, you're now accountable for everything that has to do with that role. You have to do it. If you say I have to do this, you have to do it. If you say I'm going to going to the gym every day this month, you have to go. You have to be accountable to your words, being the man of your word, the most famous quote. And the third thing that I'll go into is your principles. Yes, you faced heartbreak, you now know that most of the things that you're going to do, you're going to have to do them yourself. You're now an accountable man. If you say this, I will do this, I'll do this. The other thing, gents, is principles. Because trust me, the world is, people are trying to sell you their ideas, their ideologies, trying to lead you. If you don't have principles that you written down, that put you down in the ground, you will be swayed. You will be swayed like the wind. You will keep on following whatever directions of the new people that you meet in your life. You need to have principles. What are you might say, what are examples of principles? I'll give you some of my 3 principles. One of my first principles is never cohabitate with women. That is its own reason. The other principle is be the man of your word. Whatever you say, you have to make sure you follow up with it. You have to do. It's like your word and your actions should be inseparable. That's one of my principles. I'm not saying I follow it to the T, but I'm trying to perfect it. I'm not yet perfect. The other principle is always plan and prepare for the future. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Those are examples of my principles. I try to follow this. I try to read them every day so that I embrace them in my mind. They are hammered into my mind. I know them. I constantly try to apply them in my life. Okay, principles. The fourth one is you have to take risks. Gentlemen, as a man, you have to take risks. That's the only way. What I'm doing right now, I've taken a risk. I'm in a campus, I'm shooting a video. There are people around. It's early in the morning. I've taken a risk of, being laughed at or whatever risk there's no such thing as nothing for nothing. Getting something for nothing. You have to do something for something. You have to work. Gentlemen, you have to put in the situations that make you feel like, shit, I feel like I'm way out of my head. I don't feel control in these situations. I don't, that kind of situations. You have to take risk. And when I say take risks, gentlemen, I do not mean it literally where you start, going around smashing girls, raw, that kind of risk. No, I mean, take calculated risks. You know, you can calculate a risk, you can calculate a gamble, because through all you can't really. People say you are a man because of the risk you are willing to take. You have to be willing to take risks, gentlemen. Yeah, those are the 4 points that I wrote down. Those are the 4 points. The fifth one, shit, I didn't. The fifth one, let me make it up on the spot. What makes a man? What makes a man? Yeah, I think having a spine also makes a man. If you think about it, having a spine, doesn't that collide? Yeah, yeah. I think you need to have a spine. What do I mean by that? I think you need to be able to stand up for yourself as a man. That's one key determinant, because if you are a man and you can't stand up for yourself, uh, uh, whether it's your colleagues, your girl, wherever you have in your life, your family, if you're someone who can stand up for yourself, you can't also stand up for them. You get it? And those are the people you need to stand up for. So having a spine, let's say necessarily your principles is to say, you don't cohabitate with women, for as I mentioned earlier. That's one of your principles. And if you are a man and then you have a girl now, and then situations happen, and then she's like, no, we should start staying together, what. And then she manages to push over that principles. You lacking a spine, you start cohabitating with her, you start staying together. That's an example of not having a spine. But if you are a man and you have a spine, no one should ever cancel your principles. If you have your principles, you follow them to your T. You live and you die by them. That was the video of the day, gentlemen. I hope you liked it. More content on the way. 100 subscribers on the way. Mslater out. Yeah.